Forget the scandals. In his final year, Ozzy Osbourne raised $190 million for charity, from a throne because he couldn't walk. Welcome to Top 10 Go here on July 22nd, 2025. The world said goodbye to the Prince of Darkness, but his final chapter was not one of chaos. It was one of incredible strength. After 7 surgeries in 5 years and a brutal battle with Parkinsonism, he found peace through sobriety and family. In this video, we're counting down the untold details of Ozzy's final, transformative year. 1. From poverty to Prince of Darkness. What if the man known as the Prince of Darkness, a figure synonymous with rock and roll excess, began his life in a home with no indoor plumbing and coats for bed sheets? Born John Michael Osbourne on December 3rd, 1948, in Aston, Birmingham, England. Ozzy grew up in extreme poverty as one of 6 children crammed into a tiny 2-bedroom house. His parents, Jack and Lillian Osbourne, worked opposite shifts at local factories to support the family. In the Osbourne household, affection was rarely expressed verbally. Ozzy himself later revealed, "My parents never told me they loved me." This emotional environment was compounded by his struggles with dyslexia and horrific abuse from school bullies at age 11. The trauma led him to attempt suicide multiple times as a teenager. It was in primary school that he earned the nickname Ozzy, a name that stuck so firmly he would eventually fail to recognize his birth name, John. After leaving school at just 15, he worked a series of manual labor jobs before turning to crime. At 17, he was convicted for robbing a clothes shop, and when he couldn't pay the fine, his father refused to bail him out to teach him a lesson. This period of crime could have defined his life, but it was music that would ultimately offer him a different path. 2. Black Sabbath, solo stardom. And TV, how does a young man with a criminal record and a prison tattoo become a founding father of a musical genre? It started in 1968, when Ozzy joined a band called Earth, which would soon rename itself Black Sabbath and change the course of music. With their dark, heavy sound, they helped establish the heavy metal genre, releasing groundbreaking albums like 1970's Paranoid. But Ozzy's time with the band came to an abrupt end. On April 27th, 1979, he was fired due to his escalating drug and alcohol abuse for many. This would be the end for Ozzy. It was a forced rebirth. He launched a solo career that was an immediate success with his 1980 debut, Blizzard of Oz, featuring the iconic track Crazy Train. Decades later, he reinvented himself once again, becoming a reality TV pioneer with the MTV show The Osbournes, which ran from 2002 to 2005. The show, which earned his family $5 million per season, humanized the Prince of Darkness and introduced him to a mainstream audience far beyond heavy metal. This move cemented his status as a true cultural icon. His journey through music and television was a masterclass in reinvention, but the lifestyle it funded was a story all its own. 3. Final days, sobriety and family life. Could anyone picture the man who famously bit the head off a bat, starting his day at an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting in his final years? Ozzy Osbourne's daily routine was a complete reversal from the debauchery that defined his public image. He would begin each day attending AA meetings at the Rainbow Bar and Grill on Sunset Boulevard, a place known for his past excess. His structured regimen in 2025 included a 90-minute session in his home gym, a testament to his commitment to fitness despite his health challenges. Family members confirmed he was working out every day and had even incorporated Tai Chi into his routine to help with his balance. This was a man transformed. The rock star who once spent months in a drug-fueled haze had become, in his own words, kind of like a homebody. He candidly admitted, "I never go out. I never hang out in bars. I don't drink. So what the fuck is out there for me?" His priorities had shifted entirely to his family. "It's time for me to spend some time with my grandkids," he stated, adding, "I don't want to die in a hotel room somewhere." While his lifestyle had completely changed, one thing remained consistent: his iconic image. 4. Gothic fashion and iconic image. How does a legend maintain his signature look when his body is failing him throughout 2025? Ozzy Osbourne's iconic fashion sense remained an unwavering pillar of his identity. His Prince of Darkness persona was visually defined by a gothic aesthetic he had cultivated for decades. His wardrobe still centered around all-black outfits, from his signature long black coats to round, tinted sunglasses. He also maintained his passion for heavy metal jewelry, frequently adorned with gothic crosses and skulls. Brilliantly, he adapted his fashion to his physical limitations. By his final year, Ozzy had incorporated fashionable walking canes into his style, transforming these mobility aids into bold fashion statements. He was featured prominently with one of these canes in a Rolling Stone cover shoot, a powerful image showing how he seamlessly integrated his health needs into his personal brand. 5. Mansions, Ferraris, and $220 million. Fortune. What does a fortune of over $220 million buy in 2025? Ozzy Osbourne's net worth was estimated to be between $220 and $240 million, the result of a 5-decade career. This wealth came from diverse sources, including massive album sales with both Black Sabbath and as a solo artist, sold-out tours, merchandise, and his pioneering reality TV show. His luxury assets were just as impressive. His car collection, valued at around $800,000, included a Rolls-Royce Cullinan and a Ferrari 458 Italia, the very car he famously crashed not long after getting his driver's license at age 60. His real estate portfolio was headlined by an 11,000-square-foot mansion in Hancock Park, Los Angeles, which was listed for $18 million in 2022. The family also maintained a sprawling estate in Buckinghamshire, England. Yet for all the wealth he had accumulated, some problems could not be solved by money, leading to the most difficult battle of his life. 6. Scandals, surgeries, and Parkinson's battle for a man who seemed indestructible on stage. The final years of Ozzy Osbourne's life were defined by a profound and painful vulnerability. The rock star who became infamous for biting the heads off of bats and doves was now engaged in a quiet, relentless war with his own body. His health struggles dominated his final chapter as he battled a rare form of Parkinsonism, which progressively stole his mobility. The physical toll was staggering. He endured 7 surgeries in just 5 years. These were attempts to repair damage from a near-fatal ATV accident in 2003, which had left him with metal rods in his spine, and a subsequent fall in 2019 that tragically dislodged those rods. During one of these spinal operations, a tumor was discovered in one of his vertebrae. This painful reality was a stark contrast to his past, where scandals, like urinating on the Alamo Memorial, were the stuff of rock legend. His life was also marked by deep personal struggles, including a notorious incident in 1989 where he was arrested for attempting to strangle his wife. Sharon. 7. A $190 million charitable farewell. What do you do when you have one last performance left in you? If you're Ozzy Osbourne, you turn it into an unprecedented act of generosity. On July 5th, 2025, the Prince of Darkness took to the stage one final time for a show aptly named Back to the Beginning. Reunited with Black Sabbath, he performed for 40,000 adoring fans. But this was no ordinary concert. This single event raised an extraordinary $190 million for multiple charities. The beneficiaries were causes close to his heart. A portion of the funds went to cure Parkinson's, a nod to his own personal battle with the disease. He also directed funds to the Birmingham Children's Hospital and Acorns Children's Hospice, honoring his working-class roots in his hometown. This final act was the ultimate redemption. He couldn't walk unassisted and had to perform from a custom-built, bat-themed throne, a poignant symbol of his physical decline but also of his unbreakable spirit. 8. The final battle cause of death. After a lifetime of defying expectations, Ozzy Osbourne's final battle ended not with a bang, but with a quiet surrender. On the morning of July 22nd, 2025, the Prince of Darkness passed away at the age of 76, surrounded by his family in Birmingham, England. There was no single, sudden event that took his life. Instead, his passing was officially understood to be the result of advanced, long-term health complications that had been mounting for over 2 decades. It was the cumulative effect of a lifetime lived at full throttle, followed by years of valiant struggle. The primary factor was a rare form of Parkinsonism, the neurodegenerative condition that had progressively impaired his mobility. This was severely aggravated by the lasting damage from his multiple injuries and surgeries. In his later years, he also battled severe upper respiratory infections and emphysema. The family's official statement was simple and filled with love, noting only that he passed away this morning, surrounded by love. It was a peaceful end to a life that was anything but a final, quiet moment for a man whose voice had been a roar for generations. And with his passing, the world was left to reflect on the incredible legacy he left behind. 9. Redemption, resilience, and enduring legacy. When the final curtain falls, what is the true legacy of Ozzy Osbourne? It is a story of innovation, resilience, and ultimately, redemption. He was formally recognized as a 2-time Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee, a rare honor that speaks to his foundational influence on music. His Grammy wins in 2023 for Best Rock Album and Best Metal Performance were a late career validation of his enduring artistic power. But his legacy extends far beyond awards. He was a musical pioneer who defined a genre, a cultural icon who brought reality TV to the mainstream with The Osbournes, and a fashion trailblazer whose gothic aesthetic inspired millions. His openness about his struggles with Parkinson's, addiction, and mental health helped to destigmatize these issues for an entire generation. He showed that vulnerability is a strength and that it is never too late to change one's life. From the Prince of Darkness to a symbol of redemption, Ozzy's final chapter shows us it's never too late to change. His legacy is not just the music, but his incredible resilience. If Ozzy's powerful story inspired you, hit that like button and subscribe to Top 10 Go Here for more. Comment below with your favorite Ozzy song to honor the legend. Remember, applying just one insight about resilience from Ozzy's final transformation could make a real difference. Let us know who you want to see next on Top 10 Go Here.